Jiu-jitsu versus boxing. Who's going to come out on top? And as you can see, the 6'7" LaCaze, definitely the bigger fighter. I mean, he's just towering over Soto.
LaCaze extending that jab, trying to keep his range. Going to try to be nifty with his feet, moving within a circular cage and in a ring. It's kind of a little different than you would think it would be. Level change by, yeah, that's the smart move by my guy Marco Soto. Go ahead and score the takedown. Do his best to move in a dominant position here. This is going to be a difficult thing for Blake LaCaze to overcome. Not very privy to the grappling, I'm
This is
afraid.
uncharted territory for him. He came in here, showed the balls to take this fight, but he's flattened out immediately against a jiu-jitsu guy that's going to look for his neck very soon, and there it is.
There it is. He's going to get that in place. Blake LaCaze.
Yeah, that's credit to Blake LaCaze for coming here, trying his hand. You'd like to see him fight someone not as good as Marco Soto, right? Marco Soto, just like, he knows what he's doing. He's going to get those takedowns, immediately flattened him out, went for the choke. Bam, bam, called it off pretty quickly. The right decision. Quick and easy if you're Marco Soto. This is it's a win, right? It'll look good in the record book. It's not much really, but it's a win.
Absolutely a win. Marco Soto doing exactly what he needed to do. He looked like he's in great shape tonight. I really like the fight that we originally had booked.
All right,
and
DJ MP3, let's pull that down. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take away anything from what Marco Soto just did, but let me fill you in on what happened. Believe it or not, we had two fighters afflicted with food poisoning. They ate at different restaurants. Michael Mano is in the hospital right now. This man, Blake LaCaze, took this fight at 6 o'clock this evening. He stepped up to save the night. Hats off to Blake. Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action at 54 seconds in round number 1, declaring your winner, Marco Super Soto.
I do want to see Mano and Soto run it at some point. That is going to be an absolute banger when it happens, if it happens. I want to see it. The fans want to see it. Hopefully we get it at some point. Easy work for Marco Soto. Easy payday for Blake LaCaze, you know. I mean, hey, everybody gets a little bit of something there, but ultimately the W is what really matters, and Marco Soto is now 3-0 as a pro.
What's up, AKA Fight fans? It is your boy Drew, and I am back with our next winner of the evening, Marco Soto. Brother, congratulations on an awesome fight. Walk us through it a little bit, and at any point during the fight, did you feel the momentum kind of shifting into your favor at all?
Yeah, you know, it was anytime I'm fighting long, lengthy guys, you always have to be, you know, on that edge of not getting too deep, but also like you know, where you have to be able to get your strikes, get your takedowns. As soon as I kind of landed that calf kick, I knew, like, I found my range. This is my distance. If I could land a calf kick, you know, I could shoot in and get to the leg, get a takedown. So that's exactly what happened. That led to my finish.
So now going into the cage, originally you were supposed to be facing Michael Mano. He ended up with food poisoning and all that. We called old Blake LaCaze, BKFC boxer, came in on 4 hours notice like a gangster.
Yeah.
And took this fight, man. So you didn't make that trip for nothing.
Yeah.
Man, what do you think about that?
Dude, big shout out to Blake. Super thankful for him and his team. You know, it takes a lot just to kind of say, yeah, I'll take the fight on 8-hour notice, less than that. So, you know, a big shout out to Blake. Very grateful for him and his guys for putting it together, and also the AKA guys for also putting that together. You know, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here right now. So, super grateful for him.
Yeah, man. And now, had you fought Michael Mano and gotten that win tonight, you'd have your nice little shiny piece of hardware hanging over your shoulder. So, have we made plans to go back and make that fight happen, where you can fight for that belt.
Right. You know, I'm whatever comes, I'm ready for it. I'm healthy, fresh out of camp. You know, no injuries. I was super clean weight cut. Everything went as planned. So I'm kind of waiting for the next moment. You know, I fight next week if they had a card or if they had an opportunity. You know, I'm ready for whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, hey, he did say in his last post fight, if you wanted that title, you had to go through him to make your way to it. So now, what does this put your record at now?
3-0 MMA, 1-0 pro Muay Thai. So 3-0 MMA, that's a really good sign. You know, I want to get 3 more fights this year. That'll be 6-0. You know, that'll get me on that next platform. You know, whether it's Contender Series, Ultimate Fighter, anything really. I could kind of reach out and branch out. You know, ultimate. You know, the goal is either UFC, one championship. I just want to make sure that I'm ready, my skills are sharpened, and, AKA is giving me that opportunity.
Well, man, hey, I can tell you this. You'll have your post-fights down pat for sure.
Yeah.
Man, and now you already know how we do this. You know, we've done enough of these back-to-back. We don't let you go without giving you an opportunity to say those thank yous because, hey, you're in there one-on-one, but it does take a team to get there. 100%. Go ahead and thank them up, brother.
Yeah, first and foremost, everyone that came out here, super grateful for you guys, everyone that was in the crowd tonight. I felt the energy for sure. Love you guys. I love my family. They're the ones that kind of pushed me in this route, making all that happen. And my teammates, everyone at Southside MMA, you guys are the best. Everyone's growing together. Super grateful for you guys. Shout out to Eric Flores, Arlington Martial Arts. He's always, anytime I'm getting ready for a fight, doors are always open with him. Big shout out to the AFT guys. Those dudes will always get those rounds in with me. They're always leveling up with them. And my guy, DP, Quentin Perez, those guys out in Fort Worth. Working with them, they've been also helping me sharpen up those skills. You got to get beaten up a lot to grow. So, if you're not getting beaten up, you're not growing. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, congratulations once again, brother. Can't wait to see you get back in there and do your thing again with us.
Yeah. One more shout out.
Sure.
Shout out to Orlando Wall, my very first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach. If it wasn't for him, this freaking domino effect wouldn't have started. So, say huge shout out to Orlando Wall. Thank you.
So he got that ball rolling for you.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for us here at AKA 45 with our next winner of the night, Marco Soto.